Alright, welcome to another video. So I had a subscriber or a viewer ask if I could make a video on how I do my black powder granulation. So here I just formed a puck. I let it dry for about a week, so it's very hard. I'm gonna have to use a hammer to break this up because you can't even like bend it or break it. These granules here are whatever powder I had left over from here, so I just pretty much sifted this with a screen, and I just took out anything that's not actual powder. So these are all actual granules. Now the thing is with these, I did use some dextrin. So these are pretty much hard rocks. You can squish them, and I'm squeezing out very hard, and it's still breaking up barely though. So dextrin does help to increase the strength of the granule, but it also compromises a little bit of power. And there we go, increase the speed. Roll down, I always go about 28. So I'll have that run there for about 30 minutes. Like I said, it's already mixed, but I'm just doing this just to make everything mixed together even better. And then I'll show you guys the granulation process. All right, so I've already ball milled this, took it out. I'm not really showing that part only because it's pretty standard, everybody does it. So here we have very fine air float black powder. This is what you would consider meal D. So this here is gonna get put into a container. So at this point you could add your dextrin if you really wanted to. But I'm not going to be doing dextrin on this one. Just to keep the power of the black powder up. Like I said before, you can add a little bit of dextrin. It won't hurt anything. Just don't want to add too much. So normally for 100 grams, you would add about 1% or 1 gram. So that's kind of what I would do if you're going to do 50 grams, half a batch. You just put like 0.5 grams in there. That's what I did on the last batch that I showed you earlier, and it, like I said, it's very like crispy little rocks. So just really depends on what you like. The reason why I granulate it sometimes without any kind of dextrin is because I'm not doing it for the strength of a granule. I'm doing it just to keep the dust down when I press it. So that's one of the reasons why you just have to pretty much decide whether or not you're going to make it for, for you want the stronger granules, or are you just doing it to keep the dust down. Now, all right, so what I do is I built this box specifically for granulating. I want to say it's an 8 mesh screen, so it leaves kind of big granules, but I like that because I'm not doing any lift or anything. You do want smaller granules if you're doing, depending what it is, but this is the perfect size for me. So I already made like a little egg out of it. It's pretty much just water mixed into it. So what I do now is I pretty much just scrape it against while pressing down. And I'll show you in a minute what that looks like when I lift the screen off. And I like doing this because some people will tell you to press, but the reason why I strain it like this is because it makes tiny little squares, if you would, and kind of helps get things moving along. And you'll see in a minute what happens when I do that. So I use wax paper because some people use like newspaper or regular paper. I don't like doing that because sometimes with the wet potassium nitrate, it wants to leach out and you'll lose some of your speed because the potassium nitrate is leaching out with the water. The screen that I made, and I use wax paper, same thing, wax paper for my whistle mix. And that's because I don't want to lose any speed, and I've had very good luck doing it that way, so that's the reason why I keep doing it. And then that's pretty much it. So you can see there the little granules. So those granules there, I'm going to put them outside to dry. Today's a nice hot windy day, so as these guys will dry, you want to move them around as they air dry in the sun. And you want to dry it for a couple days. Sometimes I only dry mine for a day and I put it in the plastic container and I leave it in my garage and it's hot in here. it'll actually keep drying. But you can also do where it gets dry enough to move around by hand, and then you can put, like I do, a desiccant pack in there to absorb any moisture, and that keeps the black powder dry. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it outside to dry, and then once it dries, I'll come back and I'll show you guys what it looks like. All right, so it's already been drying for a couple hours now, and nice little crispy granules. This black powder here is the one with the dextrin in it, and it's been drying for a couple weeks now, so it's probably gonna be faster, but they were granulated on the same screen, so they're the same size. There's no difference in size. It's just this one's drier. But we'll see how fast it actually burns. All right, next up is this one. This is the the no dextrin, but like I said, it's only been drying for a couple hours, so it's probably going to still be wet, burn slow, but we're still going to test it. This one seemed to burn faster, but I'm going to check it out in the video to make sure. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and for the person that wanted to see how to granulate it, hopefully this answered any of your questions. If you have any questions or anything, just comment down below, or anybody wants to throw in some advice or something I did wrong or something that they've learned. It always helps others. So appreciate y'all for watching, and until the next video.